Jordan, at the risk of being wrong, he looks like a big Highlander to me. I look to the Scotsman on my right. He has no clue, but Jordan McLaughlin with a big red beard. I'm going Highlander all the way. Someone tell me. Jari Sario, Finland, 3:15. Of course, I'll have to declare my hand straight off. My favourites, Jezza Uapa, Nauru. I've declared my hand. And there it is. Yari. Nearly comes through the rack.
Yeah, he's an aggressive setup, like an animal fighting to get through his
cage.
cage.
Supers do that. I've seen him come through. Yari sets it nicely. So, and a big shout out to Linda Banks, who's watching the lifting over there in delightful, wherever the hell she is. Oh, Linda Banks is the Highlander, apparently. Whatever.
Belgian.
She's over there in Scotland.
Look at the size of these men standing behind the TC.
Steve from Belgium.
Like when you look at Steve, these spotters and loaders are not small guys, and he makes them look like children.
Steve's 150 kilo.
Jeepers creepers. And that's not even one of the bigger super heavies. There's a time when this would be a phenomenal third attempt. The fact that this is now Ray's opener is amazing. Nothing short of. How can a man be opening a 450 kilo?
He is a showman himself.
Yeah, honestly, this is just insane that 450 kilos is now an opener.
So I got some info for you for squat's sake. We've got Ray Williams,
I'm lost, seriously.
477.5 as the world record, set at the Arnold here this year.
You know, one thing Ray has been is consistent with improving upon his squat. You know, some guys peter out for a little bit. Some guys even regress for the odd competition and then come roaring back. Ray's just been climbing steadily and doesn't seem to have off days.
Look, and some people out there have questioned how long can it go on for.
It feels like forever. But you know, it's a valid question. I mean, how far can you push it? Can one man push it? One man's got his limit.
Here's Tony Reimeth, Australia, 28 years of age.
I think the rack height is wrong. That was the argument with the spotters, but...
And I just want to give a big shout out to Tony's niece, Olivia, watching at home.
I think it's better too low than too high.
Sets it in, comes up strong. Good one, Tony. And that was for niece Olivia back home. Way too low, he says, way too low. Fix it up. And shout out to Mum and Dad, Peter and Wendy. I'll never forget seeing Wendy in New Zealand the first time I saw her come over for Commonwealths. Gorgeous lady. I'll talk more about Tony later. But shout out to the Aussies watching here.
Here's
we've got
Garrett Bentley.
We're back up the top, so we've only got 7 in the first flight here. I just want to put it out there. I think there's going to be a nice battle between Jezza and Ray. And I've been seeing Jezza since I arrived in day 1. They were already here.
Yeah.
They trekked over from Nauru early because, you know, they get belted up by that flight that's been flying for about 3 days.
Smart move if it's an option.
Garrett Bentley.
295 kilo on the bar for Garrett.
Up. He works it up.
Big fight.
Nicely done.
Yeah, we go.
Yeah, and it should also be said, we're saying Jez is going to push Ray. Kelly Bratton from Canada is also capable of, he's over 1,000 kilos for his total as well. So all three of those men, over 1,000 kilos for their total, and they're all going to push each other.
Yeah, that's right.
By Snowden presenting Dooney Cameron, Australia, 317.5 kilo.
And there's a potential for the Latvian also to get up around 1,000 kilo total today. We'll see how he ends up. And we know you're going to be cheering for him there.
Well, I have to. We always try to support each other.
And by
Lithuanians
we, you mean,
and Latvians,
okay,
I mean.
Gotcha. Big Australian here, 317.5 kilo on the bar. Tyrone. Nicely done.
Nice.
Never loses his bar path. Keeps his chest up.
2 to 1, 2 to 1, good lift.
Yeah, 2 is all you need.
20 kilo on the
I
bar.
agreed with the depth myself. We got another look at this. Yeah, it was borderline, but deep enough.
I slow that for Tomila Antti, 320 kilo, followed by Zanio and McLaughlin.
Antti Tomila, Finland, 320 now.
320 is the same as his best. Come on, give me count here for the lifter. Same as his best.
He looks worked up, doesn't he? He looks all type of emotionally invested into this lift. Holy smokes. There is some distress on this young man's face. It's going to be kill or be killed in this attempt.
Yeah, but he's Viking, see?
That's right. He likes to fight with emotion. I appreciate it. Oh, that's going to be borderline. I don't know if they're going to like that depth. If we're saying that,
like
you know,
the depth.
And he didn't look comfortable down there. That's what I saw.
He didn't look comfortable setting up.
No.
So 327.
Might have been just a little bit too high jump.
Maybe
15 kilograms.
And maybe he's a little. Sometimes you get a little too emotionally invested. You know, you're not paying attention to little things like depth and some of the smaller P's and Q's. But he looks strong enough. He's got another opportunity at it.
And that's where the role of your mind and your music there and your arousal, you know, it's really important to get in the block hole.
Yeah.
And not go overboard one way or the other.
Yeah.
You know, you've got to be switched on, but you can't be underdone, you can't be overdone.
Yeah, it is.
You can't be too tight and tense about it. You've got to have a certain amount of smooth, certain amount of let go and sling into it, and a certain amount of fire up and switch on. Like there's a window.
There is.
There's
and
a
it's
window.
ever so small a window. That makes it
That's right.
such a careful
And
balance.
we saw in the previous that Buafia lost the window in the squat, the first squat, and he had a job to get back into his window, didn't he?
And he found his groove. Now here's the other Finn.
He looks a hell of a lot better.
Jerry, yeah.
I was just watching him, which prompted me to talk like that. I was watching him, he had his ears on out the back there, and his face looked composed, his body looked good, and he came out there and attacked that all together in a different frame of mind, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. And you know what? Just borderline on the depth, but he hit just as much as he needed to.
And I have to say to you, I had a good talk to my friend Ilya Strick before she lifted, the world champion here.
She knows a thing or two about that.
She did, and I talked to her about getting in that window. And she's another emotional lifter who works on getting in the right arousal window. And I had a good talk to her. And I also had a little talk with Tony Reinmuth this morning about getting in the window. And this is where the role of psychology and arousal and what you do with your mind and your emotion and central nervous system is going to help you or could break you. Here we go. Jordan McLaughlin, 330. Sit in nice as you like. I like it, Jordan.
Very nice lift.
Oh, Jordan.
He went nice. Look at, he lets the guns go off.
Dance.
Welcome to the gun
Do the
show.
Holland fling with you. Woo.
Two members of the crowd caught
I
bullets.
sure hope he's Scottish. Someone tell me. Steve Ringgood. I don't know if that's how you say it. Ringgood.
Sounds right to me.
This is also a new personal best. Come on, give me
a big round of applause for Steve
Steely-eyed
Ringgood
Steve.
from Belgium. 330 kilos on the bar.
Yikes, 330 kilos already.
new personal best.
PB. looks, sizes it up. Says, come on, baby, I've been waiting for you.
You had me up all night last night.
Oh, he sets it in and says, I'll
Nicely
take
done.
you.
He has it.
I'll
I'm
take
sure.
you home.
He has it.
3 whites, nicely done.
55 kilo on the bar.
And he's got more in the tank.
Oh, he does. You know what? He handled that very nicely.
But get a load of this.
Bar path, ring on point.
355 if you don't mind. Tony Rymeth.
Yeah.
Oh,
Tony Rymeth, is that a, yeah, that is a 15 kilo. You know, 15 kilo isn't a massive jump when you're this big of a guy, but it's definitely confident. He moved his opener well.
he works at the panel shop and he's got a few panels on him, I can tell you now. Woo-hoo-hoo. He went out last night and he tried to go into an eating contest with his stable mate.
Must be nice when you're
He put away a
able to do
kilo
that.
of pork, but he couldn't win.
Come on, Aziz.
And he wants to
This
do a
is
big
against
shout out to
Come
his
on,
housemates, Fliss and Troy, who've been there for him and supported him and helped him. But most of all, he wants a big shout out to his little niece, Olivia. And she means the world to him, but he's a big, strong guy, but he's got a heart of gold. But here we go. 355. Tony! Yeah! Woo!
And that's
Yeah, baby!
Ozzy, Ozzy, Ozzy!
There you go! There you go!
And speaking of shout outs, might be a good time for me to shout out some of our sponsors. Rogue, Eleiko, Ray-Ban, Bull, Dorita, Siberian Supernatural Sport, and of course SBD. Thank you for support of the World Championships here in Miss Belarus.
I just got all real happy then.
Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit, love. The coffee's kicking in.
Now it's
Yeah.
your turn.
What?
Now
That's
it's your
my
turn.
Load the bar for Chrissy Championship.
I had my session before, now it's Chris's turn.
Garrett Bentley.
Korea in competition.
Tight out of that rack, let's go. There it is. What?
397.5, just shy of the 300 kilos. Let's see how he handles it. Very controlled, slows down midpoint, but he's in perfect position to fight.
Whoa!
And fight he does. I would say his next attempt will be 300
Nice.
kilo even.
Canada
Very nice fight. Well done. You know, take another shot at this. He never lets his chest come forward, never loses his bar path, and that's why he's able to fight through his sticking point when he comes into mid-range here, just on the line for depth. That's 297 and a half. I think he's going to enter the 300 kilo club, but he'll take everything he has. Here comes the Finn, once again, 320.
His personal best.
And you see how emotionally invested he is with these squats.
Let's go. If we can.
The strength, look there, you just need to go deeper. Now, obviously, things get a whole lot shakier the deeper you go. We'll see if strength becomes an issue when he actually hits depth, if he hits depth. He just needs the confidence. Large man, no?
Yeah, well, I haven't seen any small guys in this group, so
Good call. Andy!
He bombed it in. Nope, a little too much. Now, yeah, his strategy to hit depth this time, which is bomb it in, get out. But if you lose a little tension while bombing it in, it can be hard to recover. He gave it a go. He did buy himself some insurance with a nice, easy opener, and that's why you do that.
Tyrone Benetuli, 325.
That's 7.5 kilo jump.
Eyes loaded. Eyes loaded for Slaney Dooley Tyrone, Australia, 325 kilo.
Come on, baby, let's go. What a magnificent looking Aussie this bloke is. And this boy can eat, I'll tell you.
And just the crowd is starting to fill in here.
Yeah.
I just looked to my left and holy smokes.
Yes.
Right, yeah, here we go again, right?
Here we go again. He sucks in the big oxygen. Get those big legs going. Sinks it in.
Yeah.
Come on, baby, all day.
Nicely
There
done.
we go.
3 white lights.
And he gets a big clap from Gary Williams, the super Australian coach.
You know, that's how you go 3 for 3. Hits depth, very economical with it. Doesn't go deeper than he needs to.
There we go.
Doesn't push himself past the limit. He's fresh enough moving forward. And that's a good day.
All right, news just in. Jordan McLaughlin is not Scottish. Oh,
That's
shoot.
breaking news for us, not
Breaking
for him.
news.
Not for him. I'm not.
Oh, Lord, he's Northwest England. I'm done.
I'm done. You're pulling out. Your backing is gone. Okay, now the fin, 330 getting loaded. It's only a 2.5 kilo jump. That's a really small jump for guys this big.
Oh, come on now.
Plenty left, it would seem. Easy for me to say.
2 to 1.
He's happy with it. Nicely done.
And talking about the crowd, you can see a lot of big names again in the crowd.
Oh, yeah, they're
We
all
have
here.
Big Z again in the
Z,
crowd.
yeah.
We have a lot of champions and
World
medalists from
champions.
previous sessions. So a lot of big names looking forward for the last session and the biggest lift of the championship.
There's that many world champions sitting there. It's just like champion fest.
It is.
Steve Ringgood.
Oh, he's fired up.
Come on, big
Wow.
Steve.
I
Come
don't know
on,
what
big
he's listening
Steve.
to in those earphones, but
Whatever it is.
yeah, whatever it is, it had colorful language in it.
337.5 for the big Belgian.
That's a good camera shot right there. This man is intimidating.
Oh, he comes up
Look how
and he
confident he is.
smiles
That
and
one.
says,
Belgium.
I'll take that home to Belgium. That's for
Nicely
you,
done.
baby.
Nicely done.
There we go.
You know, we've had a lot of success here. Not very many misses.
No,
Actually,
that's-
only one lifter has
that's
missed
good
all
job.
day. The rest of them have all hit.
Yeah, now.
Not that he's missed all day, but only one all day has missed, is what let me word that properly.
I really don't like when you point out something like that something's going well.
If I had that kind of power, I would have had a better day myself the other day.
Now here's McLaughlin, who allegedly is originally from Liverpool. But I'm determined to hang on to some sort of Scottish ancestry.
Yeah, you're not convinced. You see it in him.
No, I see it in him. He's got the fight in him! He's got the fight!
He's got it.
Now let's see what they say about his depth. They
He's
like
got it.
Oh my word!
it. He's a little excited. So is Chris the champion.
Oh!
And we have a 362.5 for the Australian.
What?
Yeah.
362.5? What am I seeing?
For our American friends, that's just shy of 800. This is a
This is
big
a
weighting
massive
move.
Australian
Yes.
record.
Is it?
Massive.
Oh,
It
is
is.
it? Okay.
Oh, he
By
smashed
15
it.
kilograms.
He smashed it on the second, I forgot to tell you.
Okay, gotcha.
I was too busy telling you about the kilo of pork he ate
That's right.
last night. It's the kilo of pork he ate. He took
Also,
the food under
also
the
an
belt.
Australian record, by the way.
That was an Australian record. Now,
Come
he's
on,
going to
Aussie,
smash all the
continue.
records.
800 pounds.
It's record time.
199.2
Go,
pounds.
Tony. Go, Tony.
Big Tony.
Big Tony
Reinmuth.
Reinmuth. Come on, mate. Sets it in.
Plenty deep.
Charges up.
Give him a big
Just
round of
comes
applause.
forward on the toes, gets it on the toes and can't come up.
get
Just
in
a
there
bit
quickly.
much, but he comes home with a big Aussie record
And
anyway.
he seems happy with 355
Yeah, he's
already.
good. He's good.
Yeah, he's got a national record. Spotters got in there quick. I'm glad they're getting a little bit of. We had mentioned there wasn't a lot of misses. Not that you want to see too many, but before we get into the you know, the 450 kilo squats, they need to be ready to get in there and have a little bit of a prep with it. Because believe me, this is getting scary. Look at the man about to squat right now.
Okay, this is Christophe
the Dutch
Raybrand.
giant.
Is he about 8 feet tall? Like, what the heck is going on here?
So he just maxed out the rack height. And
Yeah,
this
and it's
man's
still too low.
He's got 5 kilograms of hair on him.
He's maxed out the rack height, and it's too low for him. Look at this. He has to bend over to get underneath it. My God.
Wow.
That's a human being.
That's a big human being.
It's a long way down.
Oh, and he comes up like a boss. And he nods and says, how about it? And the spotter said, thank God for that.
Thank God for that, son.
Because we're just following along behind you.
Yeah. Now the spotters change up their spotting style to underneath. You see his, we're happy to see that. The lead spotter in the back behind the gentleman. Trying to upright row that weight isn't going to help very much, but if you hug around the waist, it'll help a whole lot more when you're spotting.
And Algeria in the audience comes to life as their man.
The drums are beating. I thought that was just my heart. It's fluttering.
Pugalem, Ilias, Algeria, another giant amongst men.
156 kilo giant right here.
Pugalem, giant.
Look how massive these
The
guys are.
Algerian. Oh, it's beautiful depth.
Easy.
And he pulls up an Algerian prince.
Nice.
Woo!
These guys are huge.
Oh, he's nice too.
It's like the Titans have come down to clash on our
Titans.
platform.
The Titans have come from the mountains.
The gods have looked the other way and the Titans are loose again.
Simrast, Estonia.
Estonia is setting their local Titan.
Their
Local titan from Estonia. Another Baltic.
The Baltic Titan.
The Baltic Titans.
Another lifter from the Baltic states.
Let's see how he handles it.
Come on.
Sets it in.
Nice.
Very
the
well,
weight
as it
comes
were.
back on the heels, but he holds it together.
Very well, as it were.
Comfortable
35.
opener.
Yeah.
Just watch this if he can. He drifts back a bit far, but
Yeah.
oh, he hangs on to it.
Yeah. You know, he's got a nice center of gravity. He can afford to drift a little, and you got a center of gravity like that, it's hard to bully you around.
The bar is loaded for Gonami Medi, Iran, 350
350
kilos.
kilo. Oh my gosh. That's an opener, but
It's a technical problem with the lifter. It's unapproved equipment.
it's timing down right now.
So maybe show not up now. The time is running.
Okay, there was a problem with this lifter's equipment.
Getting close
his
to 40
gear.
seconds. Now his coach just went to the jury.
Pity from the lifter when the nation do not know what people can be wrong.
Getting down to 30-second mark.
No, what it is his apparel.
Federation should take care about
His
that.
apparel was not approved apparel for the classic format, and this is strange because Iran has had a lot of lifters here,
Yeah.
and they were incorrect apparel, but this lifter
He's the last one to
came
go.
along with the wrong apparel,
Yeah. Well,
and it didn't pass the technical examination,
no, they went through equipment to check, even checking your
Equipment check.
t-shirts.
and it didn't pass.
Use the
So
t-shirt
what a
they
tragedy.
pass. Yeah.
So he's out.
And missing an opener isn't good. But
So I don't know whether they're still working on it and they're going to try and get him in,
Well, he's a
because
large-
he's still on the card.
here's the thing: when you're that big, it's not like anybody could toss you a t-shirt and say, "Borrow mine."
He doesn't fit anything.
Yeah.
And take a look at another lifter,
So
Martin
Martin
Skruza from Latvia, and take a look how another smiley after every squat, at least as far as I've seen, he gets a big smile on his face
380 kilos
for his opener.
And I've heard people say that the bigger the guys get, the sweeter their temperament.
Well, let's hope. One would hope.
All right. strong, but question the...
See? I told you.
Yeah.
Good lift.
Nice big teddy bear.
He's so
Oh,
smiling,
he's
cat
so
is
sweet.
already.
He's smiling halfway up that. What a little cutie
Nice
pie.
man. Cutie pie.
Now here's Kelly Breton. Let me tell you something.
Okay.
He's one of the 3 that have already totaled in the 1,000-kilo
Right.
club. This guy is all business. He will not be smiling, ladies and gentlemen. Look for him to explode from the back.
Well, I'll tell you now, he's out the back dancing right now.
Yeah,
so
no,
bopping.
he looks like a boxer when he's about ready to get called to the ring. 395-kilo opener. That's almost a 400-kilo opener. Kelly Breton, and here he comes. Here he comes.
go.
They call him the Great White North Juggernaut for good reason.
Kelly Brandon,
All business.
Power Pit Gymnasium, Ontario, Canada. Eat and grow. Eat and grow, Kelly.
That Power Pit Gymnasium is the thing of legend.
Pretty simple formula. He can grow.
I don't care to ask
and it works.
Who's your favorite in this group, right?
Don't put me on the spot, sir. Don't put me on the spot. Did I give it away with his introduction?
Steps it back. Sits it in.
Nice.
Comes up
Don't do it,
smooth.
yeah. And you know what? That's
Whoa.
395 kilo. Keep that in mind.
Canada strong.
And look at no celebrations. He expects that kind of weight.
25 kilo on the back.
Okay, here's my boy. I've
Yep.
declared ownership.
Okay, you can
There's
have
a
him.
you upper.
425.
425.
Yeah, Jez is
425 for an opener.
Easy opener.
You know, the internet exploded when they seen his front squat, and I believe it was around the 400-kilo mark. Just
Oh, it was
ridiculous.
400 kilos.
Yeah, so
Front squat.
Front squat for
front squat,
Totally
just
raw.
ridiculous what this man can
Nothing.
do.
No knee sleeves, nothing.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
think about it. 400 kilo front
It's almost
squat.
inconceivable. It's honestly, that's,
Jigs up, jigs up, jigs
and the
up,
crowd is starting to
jigs
chant
up,
his name.
jigs up,
And he will
jigs up,
answer the
jigs
crowd.
up,
Look at this.
jigs up,
Look at
jigs
this.
up, jigs up.
like a mountain
Jeza
rumbling
hails from
forward.
the island of Nauru. Population of Nauru, 10,000, including Jeza, 10,002.
Oh, Gino.
Beast genetics.
Yeah, that's.
And the name perfectly fits the lifter.
Yeah, I know. You'd expect a big man.
Was mistaken by the referees. They approved
Heavyweight.
425.
What's wrong now?
What happened there?
His
The
knees
side
were not
record.
locked out. Chief referee made him replace the bar.
Still got
His knees in
5
the locked-out
seconds, 4
position.
seconds? No, that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
No.
0.
Time
No.
out. Time out.
Don't squat. Don't let him squat.
Don't let him squat. Don't let him waste his energy.
Don't let him waste the energy.
Yeah, you do not waste that kind of energy.
Don't let him squat.
Jeza, time is out.
Time out!
Jeza,
Jeza, stop. What's going on? There we go. A little confusion there. You only got a
Give me a
minute.
round of applause for Jeza.
You only have a minute. And yeah, to let him squat and waste that kind of energy would be a shame. He's going to need it.
Now, ladies and gentlemen,
Have you guys heard of him?
the king of the squats.
Yeah, maybe just plain old king of the list, to tell you the truth. This guy's a beast.
best in squats. 5 years in competition.
450
He's a football
opener.
coach.
You look upset, Chris. Are you okay?
I'm not speaking.
Okay.
Come on, let's go.
And that's not often.
450 kilos.
450 kilo loaded on the bar.
Current reigning world champion.
You know, there was a time when this would be a phenomenal third attempt. The fact that this is now Ray's opener is amazing. Nothing short of. How can a man be opening a 450 kilo?
Come on, Big Ray.
He is a showman himself.
Yeah, honestly, this is just insane that 450 kilos is now an opener. I'm lost, seriously.
Jeza went back and you are 10 from the jury.
Thank you.
They overruled the decision from the referee.
And good news.
And Chris is back.
Thank you.
Holy smokes.
Oh!
Holy smokes. That was 450 pounds. Kilos, sorry.
Did you see that?
How is 450 kilos now an opener for gentlemen? How is that possible?
Okay, I've got news for you.
Yeah.
The jury automatically and spontaneously overruled that referee decision, that referee situation.
Okay, well, so what happened there?
The jury spontaneously overruled that situation. Jezza Uwapa gets his first attempt again.
That's good.
He will get that 425 as a first attempt again.
So they're saying his knees were locked?
That was nothing.
Were they? Why did he not get the squat command? Why did they say?
They said his knees was not locked.
Yeah.
And all of that palaver that just happened got him timed out and he missed his lift.
Yeah.
And the jury said, wipe that right out and start again.
So they're saying his knees were locked the whole time.
Chrissy,
you can't get more locked than locked, right?
Chrissy
is back.
We'll go with that.
Okay.
But before that, we got Iran lifter from Iran, who's getting his first attempt at the end of the first round because.
So here's our Iranian
There
who's
was
found some clothes and he's coming out to lift.
And you know what? It looks like they gave him his first attempt back as well, so that's nice. Nobody's missed their openers yet.
They did.
And that's nice. The Iranian crowd is very vocal and behind their local lifter. They found a shirt to fit this large man. And popped an SBD logo on it. Let's see it.
Oh, Constantine is up, but he comes
Nicely
up
done.
nice and strong.
It's not often this guy's going to be able to squat after Ray Williams. There's a little trivia for you.
That's true.
There's a little trivia, Mark. He's going to have the rest of his life. There was a World Championships. I came after Ray. And now Jezza.
And now, rightly so, Jezza comes out for his first attempt.
80 kilos is his best 10 years in competition.
All right, the jury said Jezza was locked out on his opener. So they're going to give him
gets 2 more
another
minutes to
attempt.
wait
This is his
to
first
recover
attempt.
because he had to walk that thing out.
Yeah, and walking out that kind of weight is
and get
exhausting.
stuffed around. So he gets 2 minutes to get that heart rate down because you don't want to walk around with 425 kilos for nothing.
No, and this is, it's opening weight, but you miss groove 425, it doesn't matter if it's open or third
I mean, the
attempt.
serious situation is he might be a super heavyweight, but he's got one heart and one of everything. Here's Jezza Uwapa.
Crowd is all behind Jezza.
Heavyweight for Jezza. He can nearly front squat this.
You're not kidding. You're not kidding. This isn't far off his front squat, so let's see what happens. So now we've established what a straight knee is for Jezza. Let's just get into the weightlifting. He gets the squat command fast this time.
Whoa! There we go!
That was fast.
Heavyweight, baby!
That was fast.
Whoa!
No.
So, 340 kilos on the back.
My guess is the side referee. I haven't seen him putting his hand down, and he might just stick with his decision.
What are they saying now?
His opinion that the knees were soft.
Because were the knees? We saw the replay right there. I'm not sure if you guys seen that. Where his knees not locked at the very end. It's hard. I thought they.
Wait on.
335. This is
The jury's going. The jury's going. The jury's going to the referee to clarify what their problem was.
Yeah, I would like some clarification just to. Yeah, it's the knees. They said the knees, yeah. You know what? The replay, I don't know, so they are really paying a lot of attention to Jezza's knees, and he's going to have to flex those quads and exemplify, sometimes you got to exaggerate the knee lock.
Well, it's their prerogative.
Yep. And Jezza is in a bit of a situation here. Does he go up in weight or does he stay and try that weight again?
Christophe Raybrand, Netherlands, 340.
It should be noted, if Jezza does that weight again, he'll still stay in the same second place, so he won't risk anything, so he might as well. $340 here.
Wow, so deep.
It's a long way
and
down.
Strong up. And he gives us a nod and says, yeah, I liked it too.
Yeah. From the Netherlands.
I'm sure Game of Thrones could find him a
My
role.
goodness, isn't he just, yeah, I'll say. Oh, and he gives Estonia a pat on the shoulder as he comes past him in the race.
Or a
and
swat
says,
of the paw.
Get some of the action, mate. It's good out there.
Yeah.
He pats
Dig
him
in.
like a little fella. Go, little fella.
Dig in. I left some food on the table for you.
Good job.
He looks a little concerned.
Wow.
There we go.
There we go.
Come on,
10 kilo jump. 10 kilos isn't a lot when you're talking about this kind of weight for these fellas.
Nah.
This is over his previous best. But if you're going to hit PRs, this is the place to do it.
Sits it in hard and
It's
pulls
there.
up so
Wowzers. It's
strong.
there.
So much power.
Yeah, he's got more in the tank for sure.
God.
Nicely done.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I think he just gave the signal to his
10?
coach. Yeah, 10.
10 more.
That's what I seen
That's
as
what it
well.
looked like.
Yeah. Hopefully his coach didn't misread me. 20? Did you blink your hands for me? And 355. This is a 20 kilo jump. Now 20 kilos when you're this large a person isn't anything too crazy. And you hear the drums beating, so you know what that means. Algeria's about to step on the platform.
And the bar is loaded for Bougalem Ilias, Algeria, 355
Bougalem, 355 for a personal best for him.
Nice.
Followed by Mafi Golami and Cruiser.
Whoa! A big fella steps out, 355. Bougalem!
Oh, dives it in.
Yes!
It's there.
I'll tell you what,
Yeah, that moved pretty smooth.
he used everything though to get it.
You know what? He just dived it in that hole, kept his bar path nicely in place, so he never had to get pulled out of position and regain form. Look at that. Yeah, the bar can slow as much as it wants, as long as you can keep yourself in place. You're in a good position to fight, and fight he did. Picked up another successful attempt, and 370 being loaded on the bar for the Iranian.
Iran, 370 kilo on the bar.
And he
Mafa.
had quite a short break between his first and second attempts because he got his first lift at the end of first round.
Yeah.
Huh.
So
Good
it was
pointed out.
like six minutes or
Mafia
something like.
Galimi. Mafia Galimi here, 370,
Could be
20
a factor
kilos.
as well.
Wow. What does it feel like to put 20 kilos on a squat?
And 20 kilos, and as you had pointed out, a very quick turnaround for him.
This is a jump from the 6th to the 4th place.
Mafia Galimi. Oh.
It's deep.
Oh.
I think Chrissy picked up by, he might have put himself a little out of position to hit that depth at the very bottom.
He just couldn't keep the tightness in the back. The
Yeah.
abs collapsed down the bottom as well.
As soon as
You
he hit
watch
the
what
hole,
happens
yeah.
here. He collapses down into it. The abs just
Yeah.
let go
Yeah, right there.
completely.
Yeah, he pitched forward a little, and then it's really hard to recover that kind of weight.
And then the new person
His life's in his spotter's hands there.
Yeah, they were, and they did their job well.
Martin's Cruz.
Martin Scruza from Latvia.
Yeah.
jump on the 2nd place.
405.
Fellow.
Wow.
Software engineer.
We're in the top 4 squatters now.
You know, it's always funny when you see these titans with normal day jobs like software engineer. Really, eh?
And I can squat 400.
Yeah, and I can fill a desk space. And,
Come on, Martins.
Come on, give me big hand.
You can do it.
It is an European Open record attempt. Come on, give me big hand here.
Come on, Martins.
nicely done.
Up.
No!
Oh, miss.
Yeah, he leaned.
All right, give him a
He seemed
round
to
of
lean a
applause
little
for
off
that jump
balance.
now. Come on.
25 kilograms jump.
Yeah, that could do it.
A bit too big.
See right here.
You want to grow, you
Whoa, a
have
little
to
shaky. Did the little
eat, you're going to grow.
little bit of the Elvis
Eat
impersonation. Now
and
look at this,
grow.
410
That is
kilos
his
for Kelly
motto.
Branton of Canada.
This is Kelly Branton. Gaston, how many kilos on the bar?
110 kilo for
That's a 15-kilo jump.
It's,
He's getting jazzed up now. Look at this.
903
All types of serious.
Rounded up.
He's got a terrific bench too.
Oh, yeah.
So
He's a
right
world
up
champion.
there.
He actually won the world championships in bench earlier this year.
He's already on the second position.
So this will be a fantastic squat to get these numbers on the board now. Let's get a load of this. Very important squat for the total here. 15 kilo. This is the one to get.
Shaky walk off.
Very shaky.
Yeah, he's
but
always
he
a
is
little
shaky.
He's always a little shaky with this walk-off.
Sits it in, comes
Yeah,
up.
there you go. And there's the real proof in the pudding. Yeah, his walk-offs usually are a little shaky, so I don't look into it too much. But 3 whites, the weight moved very well for him. He's expect him to make a decent jump. I know he's been chasing the coveted 1,000-pound club. I don't know if he's going to make that jump today, but the weight's moving well for him.
Now let's see if Jezza can get in the block hole now.
Yeah.
He's getting a good talking to by Super Coach. He's got his ears on.
You know, he doesn't have a lot to lose. Yeah, 425 again is what we suspected. He hits this, he's still in second, no worse for wear. So, could affect his total a little bit.
Actually, I might be wrong, but I think I saw the Jezza's coach went with the the paper for a second attempt, but it was rejected due to the timeout. So it might be not his decision for 425.
And that might be for the best anyways.
Come on,
Could be,
Jezza!
of course.
Come on, let's go,
Let's
Jason.
go, Jezza, 30 seconds.
Yeah, let's not.
He's just
Come
going
on
to
now, Jezza.
When you see a powerlifting bar bending,
heavyweight.
you're sure that's the serious weight over there.
Oh, here we
Again.
go again.
What's going on? This is getting.
Not
the
again.
crowd is booing.
Yeah, he's got 5 seconds.
No,
It's not
we're
going to
going
happen.
here again.
It's not going to happen.
This is rubbish.
No, it's not going to happen.
No lit. Oh,
Time out, time out.
time out.
Don't let him squat. Don't let him squat. Don't let him waste that. And the crowd is
Oh, the
not
crowd
happy.
doesn't like that.
Right, the coach goes to the jury, and the jury gets up to meet him, and they walk straight to center ref. This is causing pandemonium in the crowd. The crowd have had it.
70 kilo on the bar.
They're not having it.
They are not having. Neither
I
are you,
tell
are
you
you?
what, I'm not having it. And
I
need
ain't
to
having
stop
it
talking
neither.
right now.
Okay, it's the knees. We know it's the knees, but this man's got to get a squat in.
6.2 pounds over.
He might be just bow-legged. They should just check out what is your locked knee. Everybody's
Connie
knee is
Smith gets up
different.
out of the jury. I'll tell you what, there's trouble.
Mechanically speaking, everybody's knee is a little different. If his locked knee is a little bow-legged to begin with, there's nothing you can do about that's locked, right?
He's passed many a test on this.
Yeah.
He's been ref everywhere, all over the world by international referees.
Okay, let's take nothing away from this. This is 470, Ray Williams. 470, is that, what's the record
He has
right now?
been refereed everywhere, that man.
What's going on here?
470 for Ray Williams.
Meanwhile, Ray Williams comes out,
You are 10. The jury overruled this.
overruled.
All right,
The
Again?
engine is revving here for Ray Williams. Look at this.
Overruled.
he shows who's king of the jungle. Come on, big
Ray Williams on the stage. 470.
Wowzers. Those spotters have got quite the job on them right now. There it is.
All right.
Whoa! And he stays with it. He gets 3 white lights. Wow! And the spotters are probably the second happiest, but look at that. Look at another shot of this 470 kilo getting moved by a massive man. It was a struggle though, let's be honest. It's not like he's jumping up a big jump. That was work. The bar certainly slowed. Well, with the record being 477.5, the record could be broken. with another by a chip, I would say. What are you thinking?
I don't know. The lift seemed really heavy.
It was tough for Ray. It was work.
It was really tough. He had to work a lot, but
you know, when he broke that in
such a weight, 7 or 8 kilograms extra might not be such a big jump.
Sorry to interrupt. I think Jez is about to come back up.
He's got 3 minutes on the clock. It's been again overruled by the jury.
We got to get all on the same page here and just let the guy squat, right?
The situation here is Jezza has been refereed all over the world for years and years by international referees. Something is seriously adrift here that they think he's not locked out at the top, and he is. And the referees, there's about 6 of them sitting there. They're in complete agreement that he is locked out, right? And they have overruled that set of referees there twice now. So that's telling us something, right? And the fact is, this is throwing him off.
Oh yeah, it's got to.
Big time.
It's got to. How can it not? This is
right. But the fact is, he is unracking that and walking out ready to squat it.
He even squatted it the one time and still got taken away. That's the problem. That's the problem.
2 minutes.
I don't know where his mind's at right now.
I'll tell you what, the crowd's behind him because
you can't help but be sentimental towards it.
Come on, Jezza!
Yeah, he's gonna need the crowd.
1 minute.
This is the fight for the silver medal.
And that's the thing too, is there's medals at stake. This man is 100% in there, not just for the squat medal, but
and here he comes!
Here comes Big Jezza!
Let's go, Jezza! Jezza, you upper! Naru! Come on, Jezza! Look at the crowd! Every nation's behind him!
Now Jezza, obviously, this is officially, he's only missed his opener.
It's his second attempt. Everyone's clapping him on.
Losing count how many times he's walked us out at this point, but officially he's only done it once.
He says, how about it? Are you gonna see it now? He's 3-1-1 for Jezza, you upper. Finally. There you go. There's 3-1-1 for Jezza, you upper. We like it. Thank you very much. Silver medal.
Yeah, and that was the hardest earned, squat attempt you're gonna see. An emotional journey is how I would describe that for everybody here.
And the tension is being built, and it's not only the lifters building the tension, I have to say.
Wow.
Tensions are high everywhere.
Christophe puts 5 kilo after
and
the 340 puts 5 on there.
And the bar or the rack height is being jacked up to the rafters.
It's actually higher than some of the spotters.
Oh yeah, no, spotting this man's gonna be very difficult.
Look at the jump Jezza is taking.
Oh yeah, he's
going right for 460.
You know, the huge, like the silver
Jezza
medal.
is so sick of that 425.
You know what? So the silver medal for a squat is already his now, but he's doing this because the big chunk of his total is coming from his squat, and he's going to fall behind, open the door for Kelly Brandon to catch up with the bench and deadlift if he doesn't gain it in the squat. So he understands that, and that's just why a little insight into the strategy, why the jump when he already has the silver for this event. He's looking at the bigger picture. But let's take it back to the platform here. 345 for Christophe from the Netherlands. Nope. It's a little too much. Now, it's only 5 kilo difference, but you got that kind of weight on your back.
355 kilo on the back.
Everyone's got a limit. Speaking of limits, it looks like Ray Williams, 479.
What?
We had suspected he was close to the limit, and that is a world record, yeah. So he's not chipping the world record. Well, it's an extra kilo.
Extra 1.5.
Right.
But yeah, but beyond the chip, I meant. But
wow, but Ray's just squatting so
instead of it,
beautifully.
yeah.
355 kilo.
But yeah, I was 470 was work for Ray.
Yellow.
Yellow. Thank you, Honey. Technical chair, Honey
We'll
Smith.
see how he handles that. And Kelly Branton throwing it on 10 kilo, going for 420. You know, I feel like if we're looking at strategy-wise, Kelly Branton and the Canadians are telling themselves, look at Jezza. If he misses last squat, we really have an opportunity to move ahead of him in total. Let's not go too crazy in squats and get caught overreaching. Let's not go for this sexy 1,000-pound club. Let's just add kilos towards our total. He's comfortable with the bronze and squat.
Simrast, Estonia, 355.
Nice. No, pitched a little bit.
365 kilo on the back.
And the drums will start to beat again. As the Algerian is about to take 365.
And the bar is loaded for
All day, every day.
Bougalam now comes out for his ass squat. He stacked 10 kilo on there. He's a mammoth of a man.
Yeah,
And
he
the
is.
Algerians have got the war drums going.
Yeah, the war
And the
drums
whole
are
crowd
going.
thinks it's pretty groovy, so they're clapping along.
Now the Algerians seem to like silence when they lift, because the drums stop right on cue.
Oh, he's cut it way high.
He might have, yeah.
I think it freaked him out.
I didn't like the height.
Gaston Algeri. Oh.
Yeah, that was high.
It was too high.
I think he
He's
knew
got
that
a
by
beautiful
then,
smile.
yeah.
He says, "C'est la vie."
He does have a nice smile, and you know what? I think he kind of, the way he smiled coming out of that wreck, I think he kind of knew. Yeah, I think I
He
cut that,
kinda
didn't I,
knew.
fellas? I caught it, didn't I, fellas? Right on you for calling me out
I
on it.
lifted it, but it wasn't deep enough.
Yeah. Like a kid getting caught doing something wrong.
For Mafi Golami Mehdi, Iran, 370 kilos.
370 for the Iranian.
Mafia Golimi, Iran. There's Iran.
Oh yeah, Iran is, the supporters from Iran have been very vocal.
There we go.
You know when they're in the house and they have a lift it.
He pushes his toes up to the end of the shoes, I noticed there. Nice and snug, get that bar in the air on the traps. Oh, it's a hell of a weight, 370. Oh, it's
It'll be on the
high.
line. It'll be on the line. We'll see if they like it. It's difficult for these big men.
Oh, he
Yeah.
got the lift.
The judges agree. It was borderline. One said no, two said yes. That's all you need. It's got to be it's difficult for some of these big men, you know, to get as deep as obviously like an 83-kilo guy would.
And now Martin Skruza from Latvia will attempt a new European Open
Is that right?
squat record. Right.
405.
And the crowd's giving it to him.
A European record attempt. A European Open record attempt. Martins Cruz.
Come on, Martins. You can do it.
Gee, it was a good dip at the bottom, but
Yeah, you got to dip.
just couldn't get up.
Hit that. Now it's Kelly Branton again. 420 now. This should be within reason for Kelly.
420.
410 moves well.
Exactly 420.
So he's got bronze in squats already.
Yep. And he's, like I had said, he's the world champion bench. So he's looking for him to gain even more ground in the bench.
Now this is